Today we're going to be looking at story times about rude and entitled influencers.
I'm feeling a bit naughty this week, so you guys just seem to love hearing about, celebrities or influencers who are actually just not nice people behind closed doors. And this one isn't a celebrity per se. Well, kind of. It was like an influencer turned reality TV star. Oh, have I said too much?
Honestly, I want to know who it is. I mean, I have noticed a lot of times reality TV stars are very, very rude off camera. I've definitely had a few weird experiences with influencers, not like celebrity ones, but you know how people go and maybe Big Brother or Love Island or like a TV program, and then they basically turn into like social media influencer. Usually them people are the worst type of people.
So I was at an event, and normally these like events have like people who are like influencers or TikTokers or whatever you have it. So obviously there's a lot of people there who like base your actual worth off your following, which is bizarre.
I've experienced that before. There's been a lot of times where people who have like a big following will only be friendly with people who also have a big following. So let's say you're in a group chat with like 5 different people and 2 of them have 1 million followers. People with 1 million followers will be friendly to each other, but they'll not talk to anyone who doesn't have 1 million followers. Basically because to them it's like currency. It's like if you don't have the followers and they can't get any clout off you, they're not going to talk to you.
Like, I'm not even joking. You step into this room, all eyes on you, and if you don't have a big following or small following or whatever, they treat you so differently. Like, I've been to events where I've had a small following, and I've been to events where I obviously have a bigger following, and the stark difference of like the treatment you get, it's like medieval times. You're either a pleb or you're a king. Like, it's crazy.
By the way, this guy has over 1 million followers, so at one point he was a small influencer. Now he's pretty big, but it's quite crazy to think like he was treated so differently whenever they found out how many followers he had.
So like I said, I was at this event and me and my friend saw this person. I was like, oh my god, that's her off of the TV. Like, should I go up and say hello? Because me and my mom love this person as well because we're such slags for reality TV. I was like, oh my god, that's them. Should I go up and say hello? My friend's like, yeah, go up and say hello. I was ringing my mom. I was like, Mom, blah, blah, blah is here. And she was like, oh my god, get a picture of her. Say hi. I was like, okay, I won't do that, but I'm going to go up and say hello. So I went up and I was like, hi, I just want to say, like, I really love your content. I think you're so funny and I loved you when you were on, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, looked me up and down like that, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, exactly. How would you react? They literally give you a dirty look. That happened to me at an event. Basically, there was a makeup influencer. I don't think he does makeup anymore. It was a UK influencer, not James Charles. But basically, he like looked me up and down, or like gave me like such a dirty look, and I like smiled at him. In Northern Ireland, if you walk past someone in the street and you like make eye contact, you usually give them, a wee smile. I done that to him just, to be nice, and he just looked at me like this. Like, literally give me the dirtiest look ever. Honestly, I should have went around and smacked him.
I was like, what did I say wrong? Do I smell bad? I was like, she's like, I'm sorry, who are you? I was like, oh, like one of these goats. And I was like, oh, hi, I'm Jamie, I'm a tattoo artist. Before I even could get the words out of my mouth, she was like, why are you invited here? I was like, all right, Queen Elizabeth. I was like, didn't realize you owned the building.
If this was an event in Ireland, I think I do know who this girl is. I think it's a girl. Either way, she seems like a right twat, doesn't she?
And I was like, oh, I also have a TikTok account. And she was like, oh, okay, then how many followers do you have? I was like, I bet you don't even remember my name. But I was like, I have this amount. And her eyes lit up like the 4th of July, I swear. It's like, it was just like Christmas. So I was like, oh my god, Cindy Lou Who.
Well, yeah, because you have followers. Like, if you did not have them followers, she would not be talking to you. And yet again, it's so sad. It's like, you do realise someone who's at the bottom will eventually make it to the top. So if you're being, like, really rude to people like him, like, think of it, in 5 years' time, you could be one of the biggest influencers in the UK. And he's gonna have a memory of you being rude to him.
And then we just started talking, and she's like, oh, what do you do on TikTok? Because, like I said, I do tattoo videos. And she's like, oh my god, I really want to get a tattoo. And I was like, oh my god, no way, what do you want to get done? And she's telling me her ideas and everything. Like, this piece was massive as well. Like, I'm talking like from here to here, so it was big. And she's like, could you do it for me? I was like, yeah, of course I could do it for you. I'd be honored to do it. So I gave her like a time of how long it would take and a price, and I also gave her a discount. So I was like, oh, it'll be like €500. And she was like, I have to pay for this.
Well, yeah, funny enough, that's how like it works. Usually if you're gonna get a tattoo, you have to pay for it. I bet you she was expecting to get it for free in exchange for promotion.
I was like, yeah, that's normally how transactions work. Like, do you live in the real world? And I wouldn't even have mind, because I know €500 is a lot of money. But I overheard her talking to a friend how she just did a deal. Like, she just did a deal for 6 figures. So I was like, you can make 6 figures off a deal, but you can't pay €500 for a tattoo. That's literally going to take me hours.
Exactly, like, these influencers have the money, so it's like whenever they're begging for free stuff, I don't understand it. She literally got paid like 6 figures, which is like over £100,000 for deals. So she got 100 grand for some sort of deal, and she wants to get a £500 tattoo for free. What is 1% of 100,000? I think like 1,000. So 0.5% of the payment she got for that deal could have been paid for that tattoo, but of course she wants it for free.
She's like, I don't pay for things. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe we can work something out then. Like, I'd love to tattoo you. Like, the only way you're gonna tattoo me is if I get it for free. And like, obviously I'd learned my lesson off that like celebrity. I was like, well, I'm not gonna do it then. Get this, she went up to the security and told them to remove me because I was being rude to her. Like, what? You delusional!
I kind of want to know who she was. So basically, because he refused to give her a free tattoo, she tried to get security to kick him out. Yet again, I bet you she isn't even that famous. She's probably like a Z-list celebrity. The search bar is showing Gemma Owens. I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily Gemma Owens, but it's definitely somebody off Love Island. That has to be. And there is a certain person I have in mind. I don't pay for things like... Exactly! It's like you literally have to pay for stuff. If you're gonna get a tattoo, bloody pay. Which Love Island season? I mean, Natasha, you've got the same fault as me. I mean, I don't know who it could be. It could be a man for all we know, but I've got a feeling it's definitely a woman.
Right, guys, everyone is talking about the time they met an influencer. I got a story for you. Right, so I'd just been invited to like the biggest kind of event for me to be invited to, and I was like, oh my god, guys, I've made it. I had been to influencer events before because I have friends that are influencers, and like, so I've been with them as their plus ones. So we get there. It's good vibes. The queue for the drinks is very long, but like, it's okay. Everyone there is just content. I'm like, okay, do you know what? You are content creators. Do your thing, girl. And boy. Do your thing.
I would get so stressed out in a situation like that. I don't really go out. I don't go out to bars, clubs, etc. It's not really for me. But I feel like if I went to an event like that, I'd be so stressed out. You know how many footage you're meant to take, how many stories you're meant to take. I'd be overthinking and thinking that I'm not doing enough.
Now, this is all fun and games until, right, there's this girl, and I actually don't know who she is. Otherwise, I probably would name and shame her because she sounds like a...
You should name and shame her.
She was like strutting along the whole thing, and like someone was recording her. Literally fine. She wasn't harming anyone. Until. So this girl was like strutting down this corridor, right? And I'm just kind of stood there on the side, but I'm facing inwards, and she's strutting here, okay? She's wearing big stiletto heels, like 6 inches, and I'm wearing little mules. I'll show you the shoe. I was wearing. Right, I'm wearing some of these, okay? These shoes. She then proceeds to like strut. These are my toes, right? She steps on the the toe next to my big toe. What the called?
It doesn't matter what type of toe it is, it's still a toe. So you're telling me this strutter stood in your toe? Yeah, again, wouldn't it be like funny if someone like accidentally, you know, pushed her? That would totally be me. Like, I'm telling you right now, if someone's strutting up and down acting like bloody Queen Elizabeth, I would shove them over.
Okay, let's just use my hand. She steps on, I don't know, this toe. She just steps on it, like, literally, this heel into my toe.
Ouch.
I was going, oh my god. I was visibly in pain. I was going, oh. I had to bend down, and like, it really hurt. It really hurt.
Honestly, at that point, I would just turn around and smack her. And it's like very violent to say, but it's the truth. It's the disrespect. I think it's the fact that these influencers are so unbelievably disrespectful. It's like you would think that they would try to pretend to be nice around other influencers to get like clout off them, but nah, they're acting like absolute twats.
But you know what? Accidents happen, okay? Like, she obviously didn't mean to. She was just really in the moment of her strutting. So I was like, you know what? It's fine. It really hurt, but I was like, fine. Obviously, right, then the sane thing to do is to turn to the person who you just stood on a toe and just go, I'm so sorry. Oh my god, I'm sorry. My mistake. She didn't do that, guys. She didn't do that.
And that is because she done it on purpose. Like, she doesn't actually care about the fact she stood in your bloody toe and hurt your feelings. She was probably doing that on purpose. I feel like a lot of people are very mischievous, especially in like the celebrity influencer world. Like, some of them are brutal. I feel like she definitely knew that was going to happen. Like, she could feel it coming and she done it. I just don't understand how you did not punch her.
She actually looked at me, saw I was in pain, and went, ugh, and walked away.
What?
I didn't expect some heartfelt apology to get her on knees, go, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I just wanted her to say, oh my god, I'm so sorry. What?
Exactly, like, why didn't she apologise? Yeah, again, if that were me and she strutted and stood my toe, I would strut after her. You can walk in them high heels all you want, but I'm coming for you.
And obviously my friend, who's not an influencer, was like, what the Like, who the is that? I was like, I don't know. And I was like, oh my god, then my toe was hurting, and it was all just too much. I think, why so rude? Why are you so rude? wasn't even in her way.
That is the point that I don't understand. You weren't in her way, yet she purposely done it. It's just evil, isn't it? It's like, why do they act like that? And I bet you yet again she's a Z-list wannabe celebrity. Nobody really cares about her.
The worst influencer interaction I ever had was a couple years ago when I had lunch with this local influencer, and she posted everything that we talked about in real time on her story.
First of all, that is so unbelievably stupid and dangerous. Why would you ever do that? If you're going to be an influencer, don't post your location and what you're doing in real time, because you can literally get yourself harmed. I don't think people understand how like crazy the world is. Like, there's some really creepy stalkers out in the world. If they say you're at a certain place at a certain time, they will turn up there to try to find you.
For context, I was trying to be a lifestyle influencer at this point, even though I sucked at it. And I met her because I was networking with other influencers, and she and I had a lot in common because we were in the same location, we were in the same niche, and we even worked the same job because she was also an engineer. She had her phone out a lot because she was taking a lot of like pictures and videos, but I thought it was of our food and because she wanted some shots of herself eating, but the audio was in it and we were literally talking about some really intimate and personal things.
So she was literally taking videos of what you guys were talking about and posting it in her story. That doesn't seem very influencer-like to me. This is obviously a pretty crap influencer. Usually you would put music or like mute it, not actually put the audio in. Could you imagine that, just like a video of someone's food and like you can just hear them talking in the background?
She was taking clips of these conversations and posting it on her stories and then putting the quote, tagging me in it, and hashtagging like women inspire women, girls support girls. For instance, on a lighter note, I was talking about how great it was to meet another girl in STEM because it's always great to see that kind of representation. So she took that clip and then posted it and then said exactly that and then tagged me. And we even got into the subject of mental health, and I was just trying to relate to her, and it's not a subject that I like to talk about publicly, yet she was taking all that I was saying and posting it on her story.
At what point should you say to them, stop posting? Because I'm telling you right now, if I were out with someone, I'd be like, yeah, take a few clips, mute the audio, but don't literally record everything. Something else that kind of irks me is whenever people go to concerts. Obviously, I understand people, you know, want to enjoy the concerts, have a good time, but I feel like 99.9% of the people just record the whole concert on their phone and don't actually enjoy the moment. You know, if you're gonna go somewhere, spend your time there enjoying the moment, actually breathe it in for your own eyes. I don't know where my phone is, so we're gonna have to use my iPad, but don't literally sit like that and film everything. Like, would it not be better just to experience the experience in real life rather than like revisiting it through like memories and videos?
She included that part in the clip that's literally like, I don't talk about this publicly, but you know, like I'm comfortable talking to you about this. I was literally telling her that these are personal things. This is a hard story to tell because I can't tell you guys what those personal, intimate things were, but I did ask her to take it down, and she said no!
Oh, come on, really? She's literally posting your conversation and is now refusing to take it down. Nah, I'm sorry, sweetheart, you need to drop that influencer immediately because she seems like a right nightmare.
She was like, no, these are great topics and they're important to be talked about. It's empowering to my followers and people already saw it, so why would I take it down? Long story short, she never took it down and we didn't stay friends.
I mean, at least she dropped her in the end. That's quite good. Usually people like that are absolutely psychos, like they're evil. I wonder how many influencers are like that. Like, I've came across a few bad influencers, but I don't think they've done stuff like that. They're usually just, you know, a bit bratty and, you know, like mean girls in school. And yet again, I can't get over the fact that makeup influencer literally give me multiple dirty looks.
I think I had my first experience with LA influencers at the club.
The way I literally had this exact same experience in New York City a couple years ago, let me explain. So this was 2019 in New York when I was living there during a fashion week. A lot of the LA influencers will come in town and go out, go to shows, and then go out afterwards. My friends and I got invited to a very A-list celebrities bottle service booth. So we get there, we are talking to everyone. It's a very small group. There's only like 20 people. We get there, and this model who is very famous, her dad was a famous athlete, was there, and she's with her two friends. And this girl and I actually have a mutual friend, so my friend was talking to her. She's very nice. No hate on that girl. The actual famous person was so nice in this scenario. Her two friends, though, literally awful. The most rude people I've ever met in my entire life.
See, I've actually noticed that as well. I've got a feeling she's probably talking about Kendall Jenner, but basically the celebrity's very, very sweet, but like their best friends or like team are very, very rude. There's someone I'm trying to think of, the Kardashians. I remember there was an episode where Kim and Kourtney were, you know, out for lunch and they had like their best friend Jonathan. For some reason, Jonathan was so rude. Like, he was just like so obnoxious and, you know, just like a twat. I mean, I bet you them friends who even like the celebrity, they're probably friends with them, so it means they can leech off them.
And they were doing exactly what Alex said. They were stepping on my feet, pushing past me to go to the bathroom. They did like a little photo shoot of each other. They took each other's photos, and I just asked, I'm like, hey, do you guys want one together? And they literally looked at me like I had three heads, and they're like, why do we want that?
Well, I don't know, maybe because, you know, you're an Instagram influencer and that's all you're known for. Surely you should want someone to take photos for. You can get a photo together and then you get more clout off it.
I'm like, because you just took 200 photos of each other. Like, I just thought maybe you'd want one together. Maybe I'm wrong. Sorry for offering. To me, what I thought was just funny is that their friend, who's actually famous, actually has a career, was very kind to everyone, and these two, with like 20,000 followers, were just so rude. And not that your follower count should dictate how nice you are or how you treat people, but I don't know, to me that was just like the funniest part of all. That was my experience at LA influencers. Some of them are great, some of them are just awful. And at least the one that's doing really well was great, so love that for her.
Yet again, I feel like influencers have like a bad name. Like there's a lot of lovely influencers that I've met. I feel like there is a certain type of bratty Instagram influencer. I've noticed quite a few TikTokers are a bit iffy. But yet again, the celebrity was really nice, but her influencer friends were the horrible ones. Kendall Jenner friends. Yep, this person is like me. I also thought it was Kendall Jenner's friends.
I saw Max's TikTok talking about a rude encounter with an influencer, and I have so many of these stories, and I think the reason why I have so many is because no one knows who the fuck I am. I go to these events and everyone's just like, who is she? Like, I don't know. So they treat me like which is great.
Yet again, the ones with followers always treat the people who don't have followers really rudely. And it's like one day she could literally blow up and be the next big celebrity.
So a really big influencer is at this event, right? And I'm getting pictures done in a section. Her and her friends come over and they're just like looking me up and down like, oh. And I was like, yeah, hello.
Always the
She's like,
friends.
she needs content and she needs to take pictures in this space right now, so you have to leave. And I was like, oh, but I'm like midway doing mine. And she was like, oh, and then walked away.
Yeah, again, it's the mean girl vibes, isn't it? It's like they're so sassy and mean. I love watching videos of these influencers getting humbled, and it's always the ones who've got a face full of filler. They're always going after the A-list rappers, athletes, you know, all, you know, the typical men. I just don't understand it. What is so appealing about them? They might have big silicone lips, but they've got a rotten personality.
I was like, do you know what? I'm so sorry. I'll just go myself. In fact, I will leave the event my content. You need it more than me because you're bigger than me, so like, so sorry. At another event and everyone's getting pictures done, no one asked me for a picture because again, who the f am I? No one. But people getting pictures and I'm taking them for people. These two middle-aged women come up and they're getting pictures of people and I overhear their conversation and she turns to the other one and goes, is he famous? And she's like, I don't know, but we should get a picture with him just in case.
Middle-aged women are at these events. I was thinking these events were literally for people from like the ages of 18 to like 24. That's actually quite funny because I've seen that happen at events before. I was at an event in London and basically there was someone who like, I didn't know who he was, but apparently he looked famous. That's like a thing, you know, where someone looks rich and famous. So many people backstage were getting photos with him. I had no idea who he was. I don't even think he was that famous. Just because he looked rich and famous, people wanted to be with him.
And that made me die. Like, I thought that was so funny. So afterwards I'm laughing and he's like, why are you laughing? I went, oh, well, they actually didn't know who you were. And I'm laughing and he goes, they do know who I am.
Ooh.
Of course they know who I am. He then calls me a and then walked away. I mean, I don't know why you're so pressed that two middle-aged women didn't know who you were, but he got very upset about it.
Yeah, again, why have they got so much attitude? They're so angry and rude for no real reason. This girl is called Ginger Jess. Ginger Jess, I feel bad for you, sweetheart, because you're pretty. You could totally be an influencer. I think we all need to manifest Jess blowing up in the future.
At a party, talking to these two influencers, and I'm like, so what kind of content do you do? And they're like, we do fashion. I was like, that's so cool. I've always wanted to get into fashion, but I don't really have any fashion sense. They look me up and down and go, we know.
Oh.
Like, okay, if I wasn't insecure, I'm definitely insecure now.
Surely you would say something like that after they've left. You know, you said to your friend, oh my god, her fashion looked awful. But like, they literally said it to your face. I'm telling you, these influencers are brutal.
I then said I do TikTok, and they were like, yeah, well, TikTok's a really saturated market, so like, we can't see you becoming big anytime soon. But like, you should just keep trying. It's really hard. And I'm sitting there with my 700k thinking, do you know what, babes? I will. Thank you. I will try harder.
I mean, you've got more TikTok followers than me. You've probably got more TikTok followers than them as well. Also, this video we're watching is 1.3 million views, 200,000 likes. That's probably more engagement they could ever dream of.
First event I ever went to, I was talking to these girls in the bathroom and they're like, so how many Instagram followers do you have? And at the time I only had 10,000. So I was like, oh, 10,000. And she's like, why are you here? Like, I don't mean to be rude, but like I have, you know, 100,000. Like, why was you invited? So yeah, some influencers are dickheads. Not all of them, but some of them are.
She took the words right out of my mouth. Some of them are very lovely, but some of them are right arseholes. It's just the fact that they would look her up and down, treat her so horribly, and just, you know, treat her like crap. I'm now looking for all the comments, and all my friends are commenting on this. I have too many of these stories. Oh my gosh, the fact that this is so true, it's insane. I mean, it is true. Yet again, that influencer I had a bad experience with. He was giving me dirty looks for no reason. If I ever see him, I'm gonna clock him.
I think I had my first experience with LA influencers at the club. So we're all in the same section behind the DJ booth, but they're kind of in like a roped off section to the right. Super, super pretty girls. I could kind of tell they did social media because they had like the big like lights and photographer.
I feel like there's a very stereotypical view of a female girly influencer. They've got a BBL, they're wearing revealing clothes, you know, they got big lips. I feel like I can look at a girl and tell if they're an influencer or not.
But the way that these girls behaved was actually comical. I mean, like, I was in shock. If they had to, like, walk by us or whatever, they would literally storm past, like, stepping on our feet. It's fine, whatever. But what really got me, my friend was going to take a picture of the, like, concert, whatever was going on. But the girl goes up to my friend and was like, no photos, please.
I don't think they want a photo of you, sweetheart. Like, nobody actually cares or knows you. As if they're gonna walk up and be like, yeah, no photos. Who do you think you are, Kylie bloody Jenner?
And my friend's, like, laughing because she's like, I was not trying to take pictures of you. So then after, they're like, how did you guys get here? Who do you know? And we were just saying, like, oh, like, blah, 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 is friends with blah, blah, blah. And she's like, oh, well, he actually flew us out.
Yeah, but you do realise there's a reason he flew you out, usually in exchange for your vagina. So the reason you've been flown out there and that you're with him is because, you know, he wants to go downstairs with you. You know, have a bit of a lick and a sniff downstairs. And that's also another, like, thing I could get into. The things that these rich men, rappers, influencers do. If they're multi-millionaires, they will literally fly girls out to them. Multiple, may I add, just so it means that they're around them. It's so bizarre, isn't it? It's actually quite sad.
I also didn't know who they were, but then I did some, like, deep diving stalking because I was like, I need to know. Very pretty girls, but they were not that famous. I don't know what the word is, but to be like, no pictures, please.
Exactly, like, you literally expect them to have tens of millions of followers, like literally Kylie Jenner level. I mean, if someone is a big A-lister and they're in the club, they probably don't want people to take photos of them. I can completely understand that. You know, that's understandable. They're constantly getting photographed by photographers. You know, they just want a bit of them time to go out and have some fun without a camera shoved in their face. But these influencers are acting like they're literally A-list, and I feel like in their head they think they've made it, but they really haven't. It's actually quite embarrassing. Like, thinking about it, I get second-hand embarrassment. Because I've literally seen the way some UK influencers act, and trust me, it is embarrassing. And yet again, it's the pretty girls. Like, they're very, very visibly pretty, but their personalities are sour AF.
I don't know. I feel mean even making this video, and I don't know if I should post this. Like, you can be nice to other girls. I'm going to dinner right now, but that thought just popped up in my head while I was doing my makeup.
Well, anyways, this girl, Alex, is like the newest, biggest TikToker in America. How many followers is she on now? Like 4 or 5? She's on a lot. Please expose them. Oh my god. Honestly, Sophie, I'm with you. Like, I want to know who these people are. I also want to know how they would respond. They probably think that they're like so A-list that, like, you know, everyone will take their side. But I'm telling you, if the general public find out who they are and how rude they are, they'll get literally like piled on immediately.
Influencers will literally do whatever they can to get to the top. I feel like since everyone shows the best parts of themselves on Instagram, you assume all influencers are really nice when that is not the case.
It is so easy to pretend how to be nice on social media. Like, it's actually quite crazy. What I've learned is if they're like a mental health advocate, or like they're always talking about mental health and being nice to each other, if they're family friendly, or, you know, if they're like so family orientated or like the perfect person, they are usually two-faced. It's so funny because I've been at events where like family friendly YouTubers are so family friendly on YouTube, but they're literally sniffing lines of cocaine in the bathrooms.
I remember when I first started out, I only had about like a couple thousand followers at the time, and I was in this engagement group with this girl, and she DM'd me. Glassons was like the only big brand that I had worked with yet as an influencer. I was working with them on a gifted basis, and so she asked me like, hey, can you send me Glasson's PR email? I really want to work with them. When she reached out to me, I was really excited because I knew that she had worked with Pretty Little Thing a ton, and I really wanted their PR email.
I'm gonna assume that they're gonna do, you know, a bit of exchanging. You know, I'm gonna give you this company's email address, you give me that company's email address. She's probably gonna give this big influencer the email address, and then the big influencer's probably gonna like ghost her.
So as the savvy businesswoman I am, I said, let's make a trade. I'll send you the Glasson's PR email if you send me Pretty Little Thing. She says like, OMG, yeah, girly, of course, or something shady like that. So I send over the PR email, best intentions, and I just get radio silence immediately.
Well, I mean, she did say yes, girly. Usually if someone says that, like, ugh, it gives me the ick. I don't know why. If someone speaks to me in a certain condescending way on Instagram DMs or just like in general, I just cut them off because I think that they're actually pure evil.
Keep in mind, I'm in an engagement group with her, so we're in the same group chat. I know when you're posting. So like a day goes by and then I message her again being like, hey, by the way, you never sent me over that PR email and I sent you mine. She replies to me and is like, oh my god, I was just so busy, like I haven't gotten around to it.
You're just not busy, though. Let's be completely honest. You're not busy. It takes about 2 seconds. You could literally screenshot the email and send a screenshot, but I do have a feeling in the back of my head that this girl is never ever gonna get that email.
I don't know how long it takes to send a PR email, but it shouldn't take that long. So at this point, I know that she's a shady person and I'm not gonna get what I want, but I'm upset because Glassons was like my one PR email that I felt like was really valuable and I just gave it to her. And she kind of screwed me over.
She didn't kind of screw you over, she did screw you over. She is literally withholding this email. If I were you, I would contact Pretty Little Thing and literally complain about her. And then, you know, the email of the company that you gave to her, I'd say to them, oh yeah, don't work with her, she's really horrible. You know, if she's gonna act like an idiot, she can face the consequences.
So like another week goes by with no response and I just finally call her out on it. I'm just like, hey, kind of not cool what you did, especially since we're in like the same industry, we're just starting out, like, you kind of screwed me over here. And she literally replies, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't need to send you anything.
Ugh.
So at this point, I want nothing to do with the girl. I leave the engagement group. I block her. I just never want to see her face again.
Also block her friends, because if people are going to be friends with someone like that and enable that type of behavior, they're just as bad. I've been in a few engagement group chats like that. Basically what an engagement group chat is, it's where you just, you know, like promote each other. So it's like if someone posts like an Instagram photo, you put that photo on your story and, you know, like boosts that photo to everyone's followers. They don't actually get you that much engagement as well. Like they're not really worth it.
And I honestly hadn't really thought about her at all until like randomly commented on one of my videos being like, hey, it's at blank, would love to connect with you guys, like want to get more followers and stuff like that. And I'm like, hold on, you're commenting this on my video and you screwed me over? This was probably like a year or so ago. And she definitely remembers, like I made a statement, like she knows who I am. I just thought it was so funny, and so that's why I thought of this story and had to share it. Moral of the story is just be careful who you put your trust in this industry because a lot of people are fake.
Not just in the influencer industry, just like in general. She's probably lost her account, you know, she's not as popping anymore and she needs to get the followers for money. And then she's commenting in your TikTok, hey girly, remember me? You know, oh, I screwed you over, I'm gonna pretend I don't remember doing it. I mean, do you wanna know something? That is karma. Karma is on your side and I'm actually happy for you. Claire has 100,000 followers, so congratulations to you.
So I just moved to LA from Ohio, and by now I've met a lot of the influencers that live here, and some are great and really fun to be around. Others are more like the worst people I've ever met in my entire life.
That is probably because they think they are celebrities. What I've noticed is that influencers that live in like the capital of a city always think that they're a lot bigger than what they are. For example, influencers who live in London, LA, Miami, New York. I feel like whenever they move to like a big city like that and they're like the influencer, you know, they kind of think they're like a lot bigger than what they are. And I feel like whenever people talk about Los Angeles, they always talk about how it's so fake and, you know, yucky. That's probably the people you're hanging out with. If you hang out with wannabe celebrities and influencers, you're probably gonna have a bad experience. I can guarantee you 99.9% of people in LA are absolutely lovely. It's a 0.01% of twatty people in the influencer industry that ruin it for you.
Here's what it's like to meet the worst person you've ever met in your entire life at a party in LA. Okay, I'm me right now. Hi, I'm Becca. Hi. I'm a huge fan. I love you. Aww. Why do you look familiar? Do you comment on my stuff all the time?
Ooh.
You big fan? No, I make Tik Toks too. You might have seen them. I don't know. I'm sorry.
What is up with the dirty looks? Like, I feel like they always give dirty looks. Yet again, they think they're Kylie Jenner. They ain't Kylie Jenner. They're bloody nobody. I don't even know.
Aw, cute. That's probably not it though. I don't watch other people's TikToks. I'm busy. You were standing right in front of me. And Justin Bieber's at this party, so nice to meet you. Cutie, sweetie, love her.
It just leaves a bad taste in your mouth, doesn't it? It's like, what's all the attitude and the saltiness for? And yet again, Justin Bieber probably doesn't care about them. Justin Bieber's literally married. He doesn't care about a dumb influencer.
Here's what it's like to meet someone that you're mutuals with, but you're about to find out they're one of the worst people you've ever met in your entire life. Here's me trying to greet them, thinking that they'll be normal. Oh my god, Ashley! How are you? Who are you? Are you a fan? Hi! It's Becca. We were DMing this morning and yesterday and the day before yesterday. Becca. Oh, the Becca girl. How'd you get into this party? Who invited you? For real, who invited you? I thought it was hard. It spent like 3 days trying to get into this party. You are still doing the little tiki-taki things that you're doing,
Tiki-taki.
Right? Oh, cutie, cute. Love that. That's so cute. Keep doing them. One day they'll amount to something. I do TikTok full-time as well, actually, except mine are different.
Different? What type of TikTok is different? TikTok's TikTok. Yeah, again, I feel like they act like a celebrity who does social media. You're not a celebrity, you're just someone who does social media. Does that make sense? There's like a difference. There's a difference between an actual celebrity who does social media, somebody like Kim Kardashian or Kylie Jenner, you know, celebrities, they do social media. And then these people are people who do social media. They're not a celebrity, just social media influencers.
And yours is different in a better way, you know? Like mine are actually good. That's cute of you though. Remind me the content you make. I just can't remember. Oh, they're the ones that are supposed to be funny. They're the ones that are supposed to be funny. Guys, aw. Okay. Yeah, I think I've laughed at one of them.
I can also guarantee you that person has like a Valley accent. They're probably like, oh my god, you know, TikTok. Oh my god, I love that. Yeah, I love your TikToks. It's the constant Valley accent that goes through my bloody brain.
Here's the part where I'm just gonna start name dropping some people by first name only. And for some reason I'm annoyed at them, but we're also best friends. Harry, Ariana Grande, yeah. She actually brought me here on her jet. Ugh, I hated it. I hate her. Kimmy and Kylie. They keep
Kim and
calling me
Kylie.
I'm like, I can hang out with you every day. I'm bored of you. I'm bored of talking to you. Can you go away? Wait, how many followers do you have on Instagram now?
Oh, Instagram
Get my
follower
story.
count.
Get my story. Get over here. Cute. Thank you. Okay, bye. So yeah.
Just so bratty, like, it literally is the definition of vinegar. If you ever do pull up to an LA influencer party, you probably will be asked for your social media following count. If you don't have at least like 1,000,001 social media, you won't get in. It's quite crazy, isn't it? It's like you could literally be the funnest person ever, but if you don't have 100,000 Instagram, you're not getting into the party.
Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of people on my For You page stitch this video and share their experiences, and I'm feeling a little risky and frisky. So, I live in New York City, and I was one weekend at the DL. Don't ask me why I was there. So this New York City influencer is there, and it's very obvious that she's in the room. I see this one girl go up to her very politely and ask for a photo, saying that she's a fan. I kid you not, this influencer turns around and looks at her and goes, "Does it look like I'm on the clock right now?" Literally, I was too stunned to speak that I just heard that come out of her mouth. Like, that is so rude. That is someone that supports you and supports your lifestyle.
I just don't understand it. I don't. I hope that influencer literally like falls. Genuinely, I hope their career dies. And the person that they were rude to, I hope they literally blow up and become the next big thing. I've said it once and I'll say it again. It's like bratty behavior. It's mean girl behavior. It's kind of like, oh, you can't sit with us. You know, you don't have as many followers as me. You know, you don't have as many rappers in your DMs that I have. It's like, I literally cannot talk to you.
I am sick in bed, so I feel like sharing some of the worst influencer encounter stories. I've seen OG YouTubers and people like Alexa Losi do these, so I thought I have like quite a lot, like 6 years worth of these. If you are new here, hi, my name is Emmy. I'm a talent manager, which means I manage talent.
This girl's a talent manager. She will know the tea. Her job is literally being around influencers and like, you know, helping them. So she knows exactly who the bad ones are.
I've managed talent with like 1,000 followers to over 150,000 followers. I run a talent management agency in the UK, and because of my networking and connections, I have met a lot of influencers, and some are absolute. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying I give everyone the benefit of the doubt. Everybody has bad days and stuff, so the only people that I will ever like talk about my experiences with, you know, I've met these people more than once.
This is also a really good time for me to jump in and talk about that influencer I spoke about earlier, the makeup one. He actually gave me dirty looks on more than one occasion. I think it was 2 events. One was in 2018 and the other one was in 2019. I seen him at both of them. I don't know if he recognized me or if he didn't like me. I just smiled at him and he gave me dirty looks. And the thing is, he's done the exact same thing to my friends. So it wasn't just me who experienced it, it was my other friends. And usually if multiple people have experienced it on more than one occasion, it's probably because he's that type of person.
You know, I've met these people more than once, and from meeting them multiple times, this is what my judgment is based off my own experience meeting them multiple times. So for the first one, I think I'm going to start off with is a UK Love Islander who I met at a festival. She was on Love Island years ago, and I was actually shooting TikToks and content with some of like this year's Love Islanders there at the festival in this VIP area.
I wonder if the old Love Islanders feel like really salty that they're not like the big thing anymore. A new Love Island season is literally coming out in like 10 days in the UK. There's like Winter Love Island. I don't know why they'd make a winter one. It's usually a summer thing. But the only Love Islander that I can genuinely remember is Sue, because she literally won this year, and Molly May. I feel like the only ones who've truly made it is Molly May, Mara Higgins, Olivia Atwood, Sue. Like all the other ones I can't remember.
So it wasn't like there was random people in here. It was like backstage, the DJs and acts and all that, and then like VIP industry people. That is relevant information, you'll see why. So I was sort of talking to her friends and just went over and said hello, introduced myself to her, was just being polite, and first thing she said to me was, "Oh, do you want a selfie?" Nothing wrong with that, but like, no, I don't. I'm just saying hi.
That'll hurt her ego.
She watched me film these TikToks and like content with like the other people that she was with. So it wasn't like I was taking selfies with everyone. I wasn't a fan.
Exactly, you're a talent manager, you're there to help out your clients. I bet you that really hurt her deep down. She was probably heartbroken that somebody didn't want a photo with her. I mean, think of it, if she was in Love Island years ago, people don't really remember her that much.
So I sort of just explained that to her. I was like, "Oh no, I'm okay, I just wanted to say hi." And then she was like, "So do you not want to take a selfie with me?"
Oh.
I was like, "No."
The attitude.
Which like made me feel really uncomfortable. It was like, oh, okay, I just walked away getting bad vibes. Anyways, fast forward to like last week, I was at a different event and she was there. And I was with a bunch of girls who all have hundreds and thousands of followers. So it's not like nobodies. Because if a celeb saw me, like, yeah, you don't know who I am. I'm a behind the scenes industry person, I'm a manager. So I was here with all these big Instagram girls. These girls are like some of the top creators in the industry right now, keep in mind. I honestly don't think I'll ever like recover from witnessing something like this. But because she didn't know who these girls were, even though they were like the top invited guests at this VIP influencer only event, looked everyone up and down, was like, "I don't know who the fuck you are, like,
dirty looks.
I don't want you sitting at this table." And I was just like, bad vibes.
Who is this washed up Love Island girl? Like, I want to know who it is. Apparently she doesn't know who the top new people in the industry are. Yet again, if I ever start acting really entitled like this, please slap me across the face. Hopefully I'll never turn out like them.
Like, why is that something to be proud of? Why would you... I don't get it. Anyways, yeah.
I really want to know who that one is. Obviously, it was a Love Island girl from years ago. I haven't watched Love Island for the past few years except for last season, so I probably don't even know who it is either way. But it's like, surely you should be nice to like the new it girls on social media rather than giving them dirty looks and being rude to everyone. But you want to know something? She'll face karma one day. Okay, so I've got one more TikTok. This has been a very, very long video. Apologies for that. Do you like these longer videos? Should I do more of them?
I work in retail in LA. Kind of a bougie place, so I see like influencers and celebrities on the regular. One day, in walks this influencer that I immediately recognized. She's kind of in the big leagues now, kind of in celebrity circles.
Okay, so this has got like nothing to do with the video, but am I the only one who thinks she looks like Kendall Jenner? She's kind of got like that Kendall Jenner head shape and eye look. It's quite pretty, isn't it? She's got it naturally as well.
Really pretty girl, really nice girl. And I walk right up to her. I'm not shy about that, by the way. Usually I'll come up with something to like talk about besides like, I'm a huge fan of you, because that's kind of awkward. So if there's something like specific that I want to ask them, or I'll just introduce myself and like ask how they're doing like today. So I go up, I'm like, "Hey, so-and-so." I was like, "I recognize you." And she was like, "Yeah." Influencers are never surprised when you recognize them, which is the funniest thing.
Oh my god, imagine if you came up to me and you were like, "Oh my god, Connor, I love you." And I was like, "Yeah, you do, don't you? Yeah, you noticed me off YouTube. Yeah, I'm Connor White." I mean, if people come up to me, I'm literally so overjoyed. I'm like, "Oh my god, you watch my YouTube videos? Hello, be my best friend."
Like, actors and celebrities will be like, "You know who I am?" And then influencers will be like, "Of course you do." But that was fine. Chatted for a couple of seconds, and then I was like, "Yeah, I do a little bit of content too, you know, like on a much smaller scale, but like I get ready for one of my jobs on TikTok mostly." And I wasn't trying to be like, I'm an influencer too. My aim with that, because then I said, it's crazy how fast things happen on the internet. Because this particular influencer has risen to fame in the course of like a year and a half. Like, from mostly regular girl status to like mega influencer.
Usually them types of influencers are the worst because they don't gradually go up. I mean, I've been doing social media since I was 13. I've had months on my main channel where I've had like millions of views. I've had months where I've barely hit any views. I've kind of always been at the same position, you know, I didn't just randomly blow up. But I feel like if you do randomly blow up, all of a sudden that can really get to your head, whether that's with like actors or rappers. But it especially happens with influencers like this.
And my following grew like in 2 months. Like I had no followers and then I have like the little tiny audience that I have now. So that was the aim of what I was saying to her, was like, you know, oh, things happen so fast, like so crazy, right? And she looks at me and she says, just keep working on social media, then you won't have to work here anymore.
Yet again, she probably thought she meant that in like a really good, inspirational way. But it just came across as rude. It just came across as distasteful.
I know she meant it to be nice, but it was just such a like, you are the girl that works in the store and I'm the girl that shops in the store.
Exactly.
Moment. And maybe one day if you try really hard, you can be like me. Like, am I crazy for, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but it was just such an out of touch thing to say. Like in the middle of a long shift, you know, my 30-minute lunch break was like 2 hours ago, like I kind of was not feeling it. And then she said that to me. She was nice. If she sees this somehow, like, it's okay, but just be really mindful of what you say to people that are like working in a store to pay their bills, because that did not make me feel good.
The influencer probably thought it was like really good and inspirational as well, you know, just like the typical, you know, activist, like, oh, don't really say anything, but you know, I'm saying stuff. Oh god, well that's where I leave that video there. If I ever turn out to be an entitled influencer, let me know and I'll definitely try to, you know, snap out of it. Also, this video was very long. Would you like to see me do more longer videos? Because I definitely enjoy making them. Thanks so much for watching this point if you have already, and I'll see you all in my next one.